and welcome to another exciting episode of DBOC. It's your host, Jet Black, and today we're going to do a live character creation to show how simple and easy it is to make your own original characters to use to battle off against your opponents. Yo, if you're new to the nickabenson channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, make sure to share this video with a friend so that we can build on the nickabenson nation. We do a variety of content, whether it be gaming, college lifestyle vlogs, or just discussions about various nerd topics. So let's jump right into the live character creation. All you'll really need to do is first set up this template of just having like your name, race, background, techniques, and your custom fourth move. Your background may not be necessary depending on how you build your character, and your custom fourth move is completely optional. So like you don't have to have that at all. So really the important things to look at are your name, which you can just put in whatever you want. I'm going to put in Sword Striker. Nah, I could probably get more clever with that. Let's see. Edge split. I don't know, I like it. It's literally edgy. For the race, your character can have up to 2 races, but if they do have 2 races, you have to do something a little bit special, but it's not too weird. So for the race, I'm going to choose Human Namekian Fusion. And notice you just type it into the comment box for your character. Then, because I picked a fusion, meaning that my character has 2 races, I have to add a little bit to my character's background. It shows that my character had to be trained by Metamorans in order to learn the fusion technique. And it shows that the fusion technique is one of the techniques that my character has. In other words, as a cost to having 2 races, my character has to have one of their technique slots used up, which means I only have 2 more techniques if I choose not to have a custom fourth move. If you feel like this all sounds a little complicated, it's really not. All this information for how to build your character is provided in a rule video that I did. It's about 11 minutes. It's a little longer than I expected. So in order to help simplify things, I'm creating a character now live for you guys to show you how simple the process really can be. Now, I chose a Human Namekian Fusion because there are a few ideas that I already have spun around in my head. For example, I want to have Materialization Sorcery as one of my abilities. Materialization Sorcery allows you to essentially create objects by just thinking hard. So if you wanted a sword, you could just visualize a sword and then poof, you would have a sword. So Materialization Sorcery, and then there's another ability that I know is like one that is usable, but I just don't remember what it's called. So now I just go to the special attack dictionary. It's like I know I want to do something with the sword, and then I see it's called Igiri. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but Igiri is what I want to use. So I go back to DBOC and I type in Igiri. Notice that like the only thing left on this like character description is the custom fourth move. Like you don't have to write next to each thing what everything means because everyone's using the same special attack dictionary that's provided in the description box of the first video. So because everyone is using the same information, if they see an ability, like let's say you don't know what Iagiri is, you're like, oh, I've never heard of that before. You go to the special attack dictionary and you're like, oh, it's like a sword technique. You know, like that's like now I know what it does. I just read it off the dictionary and now I know what your character is capable of. And now just for like shits and giggles, let's do the custom fourth move just to show you guys how that works. And that one is a little bit more because it's you creating a new move, but you can only use the techniques that like your character has in order to create this new move. So because I use fusion as one of my things in order to get a Human Namekian, because Yajirobe is the only one who knows Igiri and he's a human, and then Materialization Sorcery is something that Piccolo's used, so I had to pick Namekian in order to get Materialization Sorcery. So now I create a custom fourth move, and I'm going to make it 1,000 cuts. is what I'm going to go with, like for the name of it. And the idea is they use materialization sorcery in order to generate blades. How about to generate blades constantly? So just like they continually like keep forming blades, right? As they slice through their opponent. I added a T. As they slice through their opponent. Oh man, the lag. Using E-Giri. So what does that mean? So the way that E-Giri works is it's an acute Japanese sword technique where he sharpens his spirit, instantly sees through his opponent's movement, and then cuts them in half. In one hit, he brought down Symbol, who had come for the Dragon Balls. So it's a move where you like cut your opponent in half. And the materialization sorcery is a move where if you think hard, you can like make whatever you imagine. Well, really, you can make objects. Which we can define an object using just like a basic Google definition. I Googled it for another video, which is why I happen to know it. But an object is something that you can see and you can touch. So he uses materialization sorcery to constantly generate swords as he does it. So he cuts his opponent in half, makes another sword, cuts his opponent in half again, so really like into fourths, makes another sword, and just keeps slicing until he like dices his opponent apart. And you don't have to go into too much detail in order, okay, let's see. Use materialization sorcery in order to generate blades constantly as they slice through their opponent using Irigiri, cutting their opponent into 1,000 pieces. So in the end, your opponent is just like a jumbled mess of pieces, and there's just 1,000 blades on the ground because every cut used a different blade. And like, that's the idea of like edge split. And also, feel free to make as many characters as you want. There's like no limit to like how many characters that you're allowed to make. Just feel free whenever you make a character to follow the rules. And if you wanted to battle against my character after I hit the comment button, keep in mind this is the comment section of the rules video, which is the main battle arena for DBOC. If you wanted to battle against my character, you would just reply with your character, and then we would just start discussing it in the comment section below. And people essentially will vote for who they think is like the better character by liking the comments of the character who they think should win. Essentially is how that works. So yeah, just to go over it, you make up whatever name you want for your character. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's whatever you think works. Then your race has a lot to do with what abilities you want your character to use. Again, Piccolo is Namekian, and he has materialization sorcery, and I can't use any abilities that are not used by my race. So if I want materialization sorcery, only so many races use it. So I pick Piccolo, like Piccolo's race, so I'd pick Namekian as my race. But oh no, E-Giri is only used by like humans. So how am I going to use E-Giri if I'm Namekian? Then I also pick to be the human race. But because I picked to be a fusion, that means I have to have the Metamorph background. Again, the background just shows like where you learned it from. So let's say my character had the Kaioken instead of having like E-Giri, right? Then in my background, it would also list King Kai, because King Kai teaches the Kaioken. Essentially, for any ability where it's taught by someone or taught by some school, in your background, you just list like the person you learned the ability from or the school that you learned the ability from. Some abilities where it's like, oh no, you know, only Goku has used the Kaioken, so I'd have to be a Saiyan. It's like, well, not necessarily, because, you know, like you can learn it from King Kai. So as long as your race can learn it from someone else, then your character is able to use that ability. So yeah, I feel like this has been like a solid live character creation. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section below of this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Speaking of questions, I believe I just got chimed on the Discord server by someone watching. So let me hit it up. So Nerd Tinker, I think, has like the memo, because he asked me to do a video where he asked me like how to simplify it in a way. He felt like it seemed a little complicated, so I wanted to make sure that for his sake that I like did a video where I just kind of went through the process so you guys really understand how easy it is to make your own character for DBOC. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like this video. We're trying to get this video up to 5 likes as a like goal, and we can't get there without your help. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the nickabenson channel. We're trying to hit over 480 subscribers, which is a goal that we can't reach without your assistance. And if you're already a member of the Nickabenson Nation, make sure to share this video with a friend so that they can join our ranks and have fun along with us. Besides, don't you want more challengers to battle off against your amazing DBOC? Thank you all for watching. This is your host, Jet Black, logging out. Peace.